At Cityline, we love helping women feel empowered, but for women to achieve true empowerment, we must close the financial literacy gap. Overall, women are less knowledgeable about personal finance than men, and this can put their economic security at risk. So Bruce is here to talk about why this gap exists and what we can do to narrow it. First, Bruce, how do you even go about measuring financial literacy?
Three basic questions. So there are three questions that get at the foundation of financial decision making, and they come from George Washington University. I spoke to Anna Maria Luscardi, and she says it's about three things: compound interest, inflation, and risk diversification. So there are questions posed in those three areas, which made me a little nervous. It was like, I don't know, could I answer those questions? I think I could. I hope I could, but I don't know. So that's how they go about measuring it.
Okay, interesting, because I would not be able to answer those questions. How big is the gap between men and women?
It's huge. It's huge. So financial literacy is quite low across the population, but let's say 35% of men are financially literate based on those questions, only 20% of women. So that's just a little bit more than half. That is a massive, massive difference. 2/3 of the difference is knowledge. Like, I don't know about these specific things, but the remaining third, and this is the most troubling part of it for me, is confidence. It's confidence. So when people are asked, if they know the answer, women are more reluctant to say, I know the answer to that. And that is an enormous, enormous challenge. Even on simple questions, it's almost like that super annoying tendency for men to mansplain helps them be more financially literate, which is infuriating.
Yeah, it is bang on, Bruce, because I'm one of those women. I don't want to get into the lingo about it. I doubt my abilities in it. So why does confidence matter?
Because confidence affects behavior, right? So you don't take the actions on savings or taxes or asking for a raise or any of those things. You're less likely to take the actions because you're less confident. And we know there is a massive pay equity. That's a problem. But a couple other reasons why it's so problematic is women outlive men. So even if some of our viewers are like, I'm good, I'm married to a dude, it's fine. Well, look at the mortality tables, because based on what the actuaries say, you're going to outlive your husband by 4 years. That means you're going to have 4 years in which it is all going to be up to you. The other frightening data point is the divorce statistics. So we know that about 40% of marriages end in divorce. And if those two numbers don't scare you into action, I don't know, because they're quite important.
I'm scared. I'm very scared. So this is a big question. And I mean, I need more than you have to put on your therapist hat as well. Why are women less confident?
Yes. Okay, so there's two things fundamentally, according to Professor Luscardi. One is culture. We ask less of women. We expect less of women. The norms are that the men learns how to do this and leads that process within a family. So culture is enormous. And Luscardi pointed out that this isn't just North America. This is around the world. The second is attitude. So women in many areas of life can be more cautious, and there's great benefits to that. But when it comes to personal finance, that cautiousness can devolve into fear.
Okay, let's talk solutions. What can be done to change the future on this?
Well, for young women, of course, we need to do more to engage young women and girls in financial literacy, and that happens in schools, yes, but mostly it happens at home. So if you're a parent of a young female, you have to engage her more and in different ways in financial literacy. For adult women, Luscardi says, listen, you have to be fearless. There is also an enormous role for the financial services industry to play here, reaching in and trying to find new ways to engage women and talk to them in a way that they can really, really hear it. Now, for a lot of our viewers out there, they have relationships with a financial advisor. And when that financial advisor, be it a man or a woman, talks solely to their husband, they need to speak up and be like, hello, I'm over here. Talk to me. Didn't understand that. Thank you. And so that is both the industry and the advisors themselves, but also the clients to say, this is what I need. Give it to me.
Yeah, and we have to keep asking again and again because our financial advisor is amazing and she's a woman, but my eyes glaze. So I will ask the question once, what does that mean? And then she'll explain it, and then I realize I don't really get it, and I'll be like, can you explain that again? And then I'm not going to ask a third time. And I need to be better about asking a third time because we have to know, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, give us some resources that can help us out, please.
Okay, so I love that you've found a financial advisor, and it could be a man or it could be a woman, but someone who really gets you and someone who communicates in the way in which you need to be communicated to in order to engage. So that's first and foremost. Then there are these two great books. One that I just interviewed the authors on. It is called Get Your S Together, the Rebel Mama's Handbook for Financially Empowered Moms, and it is written in a style which you would love. Another is a book by Leslie Ann Scorgi. So she has been writing personal finance books for years and years and years, but the one that I would pick and recommend is called Well Heeled, The Smart Girl's Guide to Getting Rich. So, I wish there was a magic, snap your fingers and the gender diversity gap or the gender difference could be closed quickly. That's not the case. So there is lots to be done by both men and women to reduce that gap and make it better for everybody.